Ladies and gentlemen, welcome along to another KPI Pro Tip. I'm here with Bob Greenup, who's the Executive Director of BNI, so Business Networking International here in Sydney. And I wanted to, oh, by the way, so all of Bob's chapters generates more revenue in terms of referrals from its members than any other place in Australia.
Yep, that's correct.
Right?
Yep.
So I wanted to get him on a pro tip because this guy knows his stuff. What would you say is one of the biggest frustrations that businesses experience in that space, and what should they be thinking about?
Look, the biggest problem that I come across when I talk to people who've actually talked to me about being in BNI is that they can't get the commitment from other people to actually reciprocate when they actually want to work with them.
So activating a referral partner.
Activating a referral partner, and they just don't understand the philosophy that goes behind human behaviour, what we call the law of reciprocity. You've actually got to do stuff for other people first, if you like, give them some of your time and your generosity in order to activate that reciprocity. It's called the law of reciprocity.
Yep. And
that is what actually stimulates them to want to reciprocate and activate their network back into you.
So it's the idea that givers get, right?
It's givers gain is our notion, is our philosophy behind our whole business model. And if you actually don't approach it from that point of view, one of the things that you often see is they go to networking events, they collect all the business cards and then they put them on their newsletter list or their spam list.
Sure.
Worst thing you can do.
Hate it.
Yeah. So the first thing you've got to do if you get someone's business card is do a bit of research on them. Find out how you can do something that's going to be of value to them.
So give me some, you must hear it a lot. Give me some tactical examples. What are some because I sit there and go, okay, if I think about you, I'm like, okay, God, it doesn't just spring to my mind what I could do to give to you.
So the first thing you would actually do is spend some time with me and find out what my challenges are.
Right.
What are your current challenges, Bob? So you'd actually make a bit of time to make some coffee time with somebody and just have a bit of an open conversation about them, not about you. The worst thing you can do is talk about yourself. So basically find out about what their challenges are and see if you can give them some insights, some connections, some sort of ability to be able to move through their challenges so that they can end up solving the problem. And approach it without expectation.
Yeah.
Absolutely critical. If you go in there with an expectation it's going to be reciprocated, you've just killed the whole deal.
Yep. And look, expectation has something a lot to do with the idea of detachment as well. I mean, if you go in with expectation, it appears needy, it appears you've got an agenda.
Yep.
No one likes playing in that sandpit.
No,
right?
The agenda kills it every time. You really have to come from the heart, you have to do it sincerely.
Yep.
And if you sincerely like people and you enjoy seeing other people being successful from your contribution, it's a very satisfying thing to do and you just get a boost out of it anyway. And what goes around comes around. If you're doing it for somebody else, eventually it'll come back to you and serve you.
Brilliant. A couple of things that I just want to tie in through the KPI method, right? The first thing is we talk a lot about understanding your customers' problems. But the thing that Bob just brought up was that in any pitch where you're trying to increase your ability to influence, you've got to understand whoever you're talking to's problems.
Yeah.
So your partners, if you're trying to create joint ventures and partnerships and you don't know the problems of now that business owner, not your market, because that's now irrelevant, but that business owner, you have zero ability to influence that partnership. The other reason that you're producing things like books and valuable content like that is that it does act as moving the needle in the direction of that gift and of that giving. But now here's the thing. If I just give Bob a book and assume that that's going to tick the box in terms of him feeling like I'm doing something for him, it's not. I mean, to a degree it is, to a degree it's nice, but nothing beats that cup of coffee, that sit down, that have a conversation. I mean, I remember the first time that you, me, and Roland, right, sat down in one of the bars here in Sydney, right, and we all literally sat down and said, right, and we had a bit of chit chat, but then it was like, what are each other's problems, and how could we work together to solve those problems where the product of the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. And we've had a pretty solid relationship with you guys for...
It's really all about, your value as a business person is knowing other people's headaches. And that's what builds relationships. If you can actually understand the other person's headache and you can actually help them solve their headache, you're building a relationship, and when you've got a relationship, you'll start doing business at some point in time.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Thanks for tuning in. That's it. That's all.
Thank you.